Hello guys, welcome back to my reaction channel, and today we are gonna be doing something different. As you can see by the title, I'm going to be reacting to Swagkage's Minato versus Itachi. Why I chose this particular topic team? I didn't, my mods did. I asked them, did he make something around Minato fighting a Sharingan user, and they said, hey, why not against one of the strongest, Itachi himself? I was like, hey, that would be interesting, considering that Minato is praised to have all these sealing jutsus and has flying Raijin that was directly created to counter the Sharingan, and the Genjutsu, and Itachi's the most proficient in all that, so yo, this is gonna be dope. I did already Pain versus Minato, and that the outcome of that battle depended on the location and the prep time, so it could have gone either way. And here, like, I don't know, like Pain versus Itachi, like Pain definitely has more stamina and but still Itachi does have ways of defeating Pain, like the bodies with sealing them and all that. They I don't know, man, right? That would be an interesting battle, but I do see Itachi somehow prevailing over Pain. So here, it can still go either way, right? Because Minato's hella fast. But then again, Itachi's hella smart. But then again, so is Minato. So I don't know, man. They can both, I don't know. I'm interested in seeing his thoughts on this matter. And I also saw a lot of you in the comments telling me in my reaction videos, like, yo, you haven't done, for a few weeks now, you haven't done a Swagkage video. And I was like, well, I don't do them all the time, but okay. I thought about it, I was like, why not? Why not, right? So I asked my mods to download this, and now we're gonna watch it. So guys, I ain't gonna allow this that much. If you enjoy my reactions, feel free to share, subscribe, like, leave a comment, ring the bell for notifications, guys. Follow me on Instagram, join my Discord server, and my Patreon page. Without further ado, man, let's jump right into this reaction. It's actually a lengthy one, like it's 30 minutes long, so I guess he had a lot to say about this.
Yo, what's going on, everybody? Swagkage here, and welcome to today's video where I have my good friend Seth the programmer here to talk to me about Minato versus Itachi, as you can see in the title. So Seth, go ahead and give me your opening thoughts. Who do you think would win?
So is this going to be sick or healthy?
Well, okay, so we're going to be doing like various forms versus...
Oh, sick or healthy Itachi. Yeah. That's dope. They can do all of them, like sick, healthy, everything. Okay.
Like various forms. So like we're going to talk about like, you know, alive Minato versus alive Itachi, Edo Minato versus Edo Itachi.
Yeah, that works because they were both Edo Tensei, right? And both of them came stronger with Edo Tensei, so that's dope because Minato could use the Kurama mode in that. Yeah. Oh, this video is gonna slap.
And then like Prime Alive Minato with QB versus Prime Alive Itachi.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, me and you discussed this before we started, recording, but Itachi versus Minato has a lot of factors to it. It depends. How aggressive is Minato?
It really does depend on whether the guy is bloodlusted or whatever. Like it's like there are so many factors that could change how this fight goes down. Like if they start really close to each other, for example, Itachi would probably Genjutsu Minato immediately. First of all, let me just go ahead and clarify what we're gonna do. Which one do you want to talk about first? KCM versus Edo Itachi, or like just alive Minato versus alive Itachi? Because we're not even gonna talk about sick Itachi. He'd probably get fucked by Minato.
Yeah, he doesn't have the chakra.
Yeah.
Well, I think what we should do is we should probably talk about KCM first, because that's more.
This is a more direct outcome.
It's more direct, and then at the end we can talk about what would happen with them both, like in their normal states. So this is going to be reanimated versus reanimated, pretty much.
Yeah, and I guess then we can also move on to alive versus, like, a hypothetical alive Minato with KCM versus alive Itachi in his prime.
Yeah.
But
I mean, so they're gonna do that as well, like give them all the amps, but they're both alive. So. Okay, limited chakra still, but yo. Okay, but that Minato's gonna have a fair advantage because he's gonna have Kurama on his side, right? Half of Kurama, that's a lot of chakra, and he has control over it, and he is fast as hell. But I guess Itachi can still somehow get him in a Genjutsu, but Fly Raijin was created to prevent that from happening, so that would be tricky. I mean, I guess if it's Prime Alive Itachi, he has enough chakra to sustain Susanoo and the Yada Mirror, but then the Yada Mirror isn't omnidirectional, so like his Susanoo isn't, he would have to, right, to defend, and Minato strong enough to come from his, like from the back Pause. So I don't know. Let's go.
Again, the results won't be too different. So, you know, you've got Edo Itachi, who has a huge buff. He's way stronger than he was when he was alive because he has infinite Mangekyo Sharingan use. It's almost like he has an EMS. Yeah, he's not sick. You know, he doesn't have the stamina issues. He has like infinite stamina. I mean, like you eliminate pretty much every weakness that Minato could exploit when you make him Edo Tensei, right? Exactly. But at the same time, Edo Minato, I mean, like he has no limit on the amount of chakra that he can use to teleport, to create shadow clones. And then he also has all of that extra power from the 9 tails that he can use to enter KCM. And I mean, KCM Minato is capable of some pretty ridiculous stuff. So, like, you know, it took KCM 1 Naruto going like straight full power, like just fully amping himself, powering up to his absolute maximum to outspeed the 4th Raikage, right? And, you know, that was, again, while in KCM 1, and everyone was surprised that he was able to do it. Meanwhile, Minato was able to do the same shit, like, casually in base form. So, if you give him KCM, it's like stacking KCM on top of an even faster KCM for Naruto. Like if it's like if KCM Naruto went KCM, it would be like ridiculous. That's how fast he is. Because it's not like Minato's just this fast because of Flying Raijin. He can also use Body Flicker really well, which is what made Shisui so fast, the Raikage so fast, so on and so forth. But yeah, what were you gonna say?
What I was going to say is that the main speed that Minato has is more so reaction time. I believe that it's mostly reaction time along with teleportation. But that's all you really need is the reaction time if you're just teleporting anyway. So I don't think like he's necessarily running away as fast as KCM Naruto, but I do think he has the reaction time and the ability to dodge better than KCM Naruto.
I mean, well, then when you stack like the KCM speed buff,
of course, it's completely
I mean, because base Naruto isn't one of the fastest characters in the series. Like base Naruto pre-QB amp, you know, like this is like Rasen Shuriken Naruto, you know, so he's not that fast. And then given KCM, he's like Raikage speed. So you give Minato that same speed buff, and then his already godly reaction speed and teleportation, it's going to be pretty hard for Itachi to do anything about that.
In fact, it'd be like almost squaring his speed, because not only was he already like KCM in just base, he would be having like an amped KCM, because he'd have the whole like cloak and cape bullshit. It'd be beyond squaring his speed, which is absolutely fucking insane. And then here, Itachi, when he fought KCM Naruto, Naruto was completely fatigued. He just shat out thousands of clones across the battlefield. He was so weak that right after his fight with Itachi and Nagato, he was about to pass out, and Itachi's like, chill, dude, you're taking it a little too far. You can't do everything by yourself. And Itachi takes on this heavily fatigued KCM Naruto, maybe not heavily, but fatigued KCM Naruto, and they're somewhat just rivaling each other in speed. And this Naruto, when he was at full power, just got the form pretty much, and amped himself to his maximum, was able to blitz the Raikage. He wasn't able to do it casually. Yeah, Minato,
and this was, of course, after beating. No, this was before beating the 3rd Raikage with, like, I guess, like.
Yeah, but the question here is, like, this version of Naruto was going toe-to-toe with Itachi, so Itachi's hella fast as well. But Minato, with, like, his normal, regular speed, was on par with Naruto in KCM. So if you add that to Minato, like they said, to, like, prove their point, he's, like, on crack. So he's hella faster than this version here. So he would be faster than Itachi. But Itachi has the Sharingan, and the base core power of the Sharingan is to follow the faster opponent's movements, and even if he can't react to them, like his body can't move that fast, he can still follow him, and if he can follow him, he can put him in a genjutsu. So that's a question here. Like, Minato would win if he can completely cancel out any chance of Itachi putting him in a genjutsu. But if he can't do that, if there's even a little chance of Itachi somehow getting through to him, can he really do anything after that? I mean, I guess they did say that if you have a tail beast, it's like easier for you to escape. Like, you can't basically fall under genjutsu because they just tap you on the head and tell you to wake up. But Tsukuyomi is another thing. Can they break out of that? Like, right? So I don't think not even Naruto could against Itachi in that forest. If you remember, Sakura had to shake him, and right. So yeah, it all depends on that. But if he is that strong, plus teleportation, plus all of that, plus the big brain on Minato, maybe Itachi wouldn't stand a chance. And we know Minato can seal him because he has so many sealing jutsus. So even if he's Edo Itachi, he can, right? And Itachi, on the other hand, has the Totsuka blade, but he has to touch Minato, pierce Minato to seal him. So can he do it? I don't know.
Yeah, with a shadow clone, but that wasn't due to speed. I know people are gonna like bring that up, like, well, Sage Naruto did beat the third Raikage, but that was a nerfed.
That was a weakened. They were both weakened.
Yeah, and on top of that, Sage Mode does amp reaction time a lot, and that's all Naruto needed to beat that Raikage.
It was like a sense of precognition percent.
Yeah, yeah. It's like what the Sharingan gives a person almost, except like, you know, it's like taken to an extreme degree. Then like KCM Naruto, you know, like was actually able to outrun the Raikage. Like he was like completely on the other side. He didn't just like move his body a little bit and like shove a Rasengan into him. It was a much different feat. So yeah, I don't want people saying like, well, that KCM Naruto is actually just as fast as me. No, he's not. Minato is much faster than this Itachi. Well, to be fair, Itachi didn't seem to be struggling against Naruto, but I don't think he was outspeeding him. So yeah, Minato is faster.
Yeah, no. It's just you have basically even if you wanked Itachi to be the same speed as Minato, and then you gave Minato the cloak.
Hold on. What kind of retarded wank is this?
No, I meant
is Minato's
I meant base. I meant base to base. It's still wank completely. I don't mean QB cloak. With QB cloak,
no, even then, it's just like Minato is known as the yellow flash. I just want to know who's doing this.
It's just like even if
there's a lot of people doing that, bro. There's a lot of people doing that, amping up Itachi. But listen, Itachi is fast. But to be fair, if we're honest, Minato was on par with Naruto's KCM speed. And if you add KCM to Minato plus, he might not be as sufficient in Sage Jutsu as Naruto, but he can add that too, bro. So you can imagine how fast and aware he would be in those states altogether. Infinite chakra, infinite speed, plus the sensory abilities of the Sharingan, like, right? Because that was the point. Like, Sasuke can see everything and Naruto can sense everything. So it's basically Minato would cancel everything, right? So, I don't know, like, Minato might be able to take this.
He wanked Itachi to Minato's speed and reaction times. With the QB cloak, it's basically like squaring his speed, like I said before, if not more. And Minato, on top of having the superior speed, has equal to possibly greater fighting technique. I mean, he's more experienced.
He has a whole bunch of ninjutsu that he's capable of using. Itachi's arsenal isn't that versatile, at least not when he's not Edo. So I guess since this is like Edo versus Edo, it's different because he can spam Amaterasu and use Sukugamu a whole lot and all of the Susanoo stuff. But aside from that, he has like shadow clones, genjutsu, and fire. At least that's really about all that we've seen him do. Meanwhile, Minato has like teleportation is really, I think, underappreciated. It's like a really powerful ability, especially reanimated when he can use it endlessly, and especially when combined with the shadow clones. Okay, reanimated Minato teleported a like Jubi Biju bomb. All right, like that's fucking that should tell you all you need to know about how good this guy is with the flying thunder god. Yeah, it's like crazy. He and Tobirama can switch places using it. Actually, like it's crazy. So he knows what he's doing, and you give him infinite chakra. Like what? You just cannot stop him. The only thing I can see Itachi doing to counter Minato's FTG is using Amaterasu on like the locations of the seals that Minato places throughout the environment, which would actually be a really smart counter. That way Minato just cannot teleport there. Well, the thing is, though, Itachi would have to look and shoot Amaterasu, and I know Amaterasu moves fast, but not as fast as the Raikage, who Minato is much faster than. So if Itachi were to do that, exactly. So if Itachi were to do that, he wouldn't be able to do it before Minato could catch him slipping in the split second he needed to like attack him from behind. Also, keep in mind, Minato is capable of teleporting, attacking, and teleporting like all in the same instant at once. So his strike speed is similar to his teleportation speed. Yeah. Keep that in mind. So
Yeah, and not only that, if he marks Itachi anywhere in that battle, it's a wrap, bro. He can just instantaneously appear when Itachi is trying to break the seals and the markings on his yo. That was a good counter with Amaterasu around the kunai knife or markings where he would teleport to, but he's still fast enough without teleportation, way faster. And also one thing I constantly struggle with is the Amaterasu. I thought it was instantaneous, so if he sees you, you'll catch on fire, right? But looks like that's not the case, right? It does. Right, it does originate in your eye. Like I thought it was just if he sees you, you catch fire. But since that Swagkage was able to dodge it, it doesn't work like that. So it's not that instantaneous, and he can dodge it, right? Especially Minato, since that Swagkage could. So that's kind of true, right? I was thinking, like, if he can follow his movements with his Sharingan, he might not be able to react with his body, but if he follows him with the eyes, it's enough because Amaterasu is instantaneous and he can catch flames. But at the same time, his Edo Tensei, what's that gonna do? He's just gonna burn. It's just gonna be fast Minato on fire. So, right, that's not gonna do any damage if you're already dead. But regardless, it might slow him down enough for Itachi to seal him. But since Amaterasu is slower than Minato, then that goes out the window. And like they said, I do agree, it's just gonna take a split second for Minato to see that Itachi is like doing something, and he's just gonna teleport and stab him. So yeah, I think Minato's winning this.
Well, it wouldn't take very long for him to teleport behind Itachi and just, like right in the back if Itachi does decide to go the Amaterasu route. But if Itachi's surrounded by his Susanoo, it'll probably be a bit difficult for Minato to get through that, even with KCM. It's very complicated. There are so many factors here because it's like
because infinite chakra, Itachi can just literally spam offense and defense, so he can constantly have Susanoo around him, which would imply that Minato can't really casually just walk behind him and stab him. Even if he does get a one up on Itachi, he needs a destructive power to blow him up because he's Edo Tensei. If he just stabs him, that's not gonna do much, right? He needs to seal him. And for that, for him to be able to do that, he needs to break the Susanoo, and that's gonna require a lot of strength, a lot of, a lot of factors here. He might not take this. This is interesting.
Itachi get away with the Amaterasu? Could he not? I don't know. Does he have his Susanoo up? Does he not? And for that matter, you were talking about this earlier to me, and go ahead and mention, do we have any idea whether or not Minato could actually get through Itachi's Susanoo with Flying Thunder God if he places the seal before it's manifested?
Well, before I get into that, I'm just gonna pull my pants out. I'm whipping it out. Okay, I'm gonna be dead ass honest. I think versus KCM Minato, that Itachi has nothing on him. I'm gonna be honest.
Really?
I'm gonna be straight up.
I agree.
Let me explain though.
Okay.
For one, like you mentioned this before, that he can Amaterasu the seals. That's true. However, in KCM, he doesn't even need seals. He's just completely superior to Itachi's speed.
Yeah.
He has the power of basically a perfect Susanoo with the full Bijou.
Yeah, a lot of people forget that KCM Minato can manifest the full Kurama avatar, which he did with Naruto to form a big fucking Rasengan. Okay.
And on top of that, they have about equal skills, so Itachi's not pulling some Batman plot armor shit. They both have the same kind of mentality.
They're both geniuses.
And on top of that, Amaterasu, I'm going to be honest with you. I know you were just saying this too. I don't think Amaterasu would work against KCM because he could probably glob it off. I mean, we've seen Naruto glob off Amaterasu before, so I mean, it's very possible.
When did Naruto glob off the Amaterasu? I forget. Wasn't it off of the Six Paths Sage Mode?
No
thing.
It was just against the they were base versus base.
Yeah,
and he
created a part of the he created a part of the cloak, and he just got rid of Amaterasu that way. But I don't know if Minato has enough experience with the cloak to do that.
That's true.
That's possible, but I think it's a possibility worth keeping in mind, but I don't think it's one worth writing Amaterasu off with. And I doubt Minato would teleport into the center of an Amaterasu placed directly on his seal, because you saw how big that shit can get in the fight between Itachi and Sasuke at the Uchiha hideout. But it is still a fair point.
Yeah. And then like I said, it's just completely blitz fucking him. And Genjutsu, Itachi's main arsenal of attack, would not work against KCM because this is Minato and Kurama who are now working together as friends. So Kurama would actually snap him out of it. And with Amaterasu, we've seen the Raikage.
Yeah, that's my previous point. Would he though? Tsukuyomi isn't a regular genjutsu, right? So can Kurama just tap him on the head and like wake up? Or is it gonna require a little bit more, right? So I don't know about that, but maybe he can. Let's give him that as well. And they're right. I forgot that he can amass the giant Kurama, so he definitely does have a destructive power to break the Susanoo. But then again, he has the Yatamir, and with infinite chakra, he can pretty much defend forever, right? Against strong attacks like that, and he still have the Totsuka blade. So one slip up from Minato, but then again, Minato also has infinite chakra. He can create like 100,000 shadow clones. Good luck piercing the real one. Then again, Itachi has the Sharingan, so he can distinguish between the fakes and the. But then they're all over the place, just teleporting and running fast as hell. So I don't know. I do think Minato does have a fair advantage in this battle. But I still don't think it's going to be that one-sided. Itachi definitely has hacks. I don't think Izanagi Izanami ain't going to help him against Minato. But yeah. I think Susanoo would be the biggest problem here because since he has so much chakra, he can maintain it for a long time and he can. But they keep talking about him teleporting inside the Susanoo. That's only if he marks Itachi before he manifests the Susanoo. So, I mean, I guess that's possible because Minato's fast, but then again, I don't know. Plus, Edo, Itachi has the Shisuizai, right? So that's one hell of a powerful genjutsu. I don't think Kurama's just gonna tap on his head and wake him up from that one, but then again, you guys told me that is possible since we saw it in the Kage Summit with Danzo and right? But I don't know, right? That's interesting. Then again, yeah. If he put Minato with the Shisuizai in a genjutsu, he would know he was in genjutsu, but Kurama would know, so there goes that. Yeah, I think Minato wins. Like, there's definitely circumstances where Itachi takes this one, but it will require more effort on Itachi's part than on Minato's part to take him down. So, hey, I'm with them so far.
And dodges, so even base Minato could probably teleport out of the way of that shit, let alone KCM, who might not even need to use his flying Raijin. He'd probably just use it to wombo combo like some Storm Force shit.
And it's just, like what the shit that he can pull off with his clones and flying Raijin in Storm 4 is like retarded, dude. It is so crazy.
That's a game, Storm Form. I never played any Naruto game, but yeah, I'm just imagining, imagine so many shadow clones like Naruto, bro. He has the chakra in Edo Tensei. He can do a lot of damage.
If Itachi does not activate his perfect Susanoo, I meant just Susanoo in general, my bad. And Itachi's not hitting him with the fucking Totsuka blade.
There's no way. He would keep trying and it just wouldn't work.
Like,
it would be really
he would
funny.
Teleport and blitz. And he also has the power of a perfect Susanoo, so he could easily just body his Susanoo. There's no way Itachi can win. I'm sorry, it's just not happening.
But what if Itachi creates like 100 clones that all use Susanoo like Madara did? Because he's like Edo here, right? He has the stamina, he has the chakra, and then all of them use the Totsuka blade on all the clones, and then it would be chaos, bro. And then Minato can use the Sage Mode to sense which one is the real one, right? He doesn't have the Sharingan like Itachi, but he can probably distinguish which one is the real one to aim for that one. Yeah, still, like, no matter what I give Itachi, Minato can't counter it, and the fact that he's way faster kind of gives him this W. But yeah, it looks like they're completely sold on that side. Like, so Minato would win against Itachi. Interesting. That's interesting. I don't want to be a Minato tard or anything. I'm going to prove I'm not with this next set of battles of Itachi versus Minato. Okay. But when it comes to KCM, we need to realize that Itachi and Minato are more like rivals in base, not a Minato with a fucking nine tails. That's true.
Yeah. And Naruto with the same half of one nine tails. We went over this in our Naruto versus Hashirama video. That half of the nine tails is no joke. And I don't think Minato ever fired a Biju Dama, but if he wanted to, I mean, like, what's Itachi gonna do? Like, Yada Mirror, he can Yada Mirror one, and then he can have a clone use the same avatar and then shove a massive Rasengan up the actual asshole of the Susanoo from behind.
Yeah.
I mean, you know, there are just a lot of ways to counter it. And actually, he can teleport chakra entities. So I wonder if he created a seal on Itachi's back before the Susanoo was manifested. Maybe he couldn't teleport in there himself, but maybe if Itachi did use Amaterasu to try and shut down his ability to teleport, maybe he uses Flying Raijin to teleport some of Amaterasu's flames into the Susanoo and just like cook Itachi alive in there.
Yo, that's actually but yeah, he can't distinguish. Sasuke can do that. Itachi can't distinguish the flames. So, yo, that would actually work. That's actually a dope concept. But my man just came up with a theory and a valid fighting plan. Okay, I'm with that. And I think Minato would definitely overwhelm Itachi's Susanoo. He has the Yada mirror, but he's not omnidirectional, so he can block one attack, but he's quick enough to appear and just bombard him from all sides. And yeah, that's a wrap. And plus, he's proficient in sealing jutsu, so he can quickly seal him.
He can teleport chakra, like with the Biju.
He's teleported a 9 tails Bijudama in base and a 10 tails Bijudama pretty casually at an Edo Tensei base, not even in KCM.
Yeah.
So,
like I said, Genjutsu, Amaterasu, Susanoo, these things can all be overpowered. Maybe not Amaterasu, like you argued. You argued that he might not be able to know how to glob it off. I can see that, but he would be able to blitz it for most part. And
again, he might be able to use it against Itachi by teleporting it.
Yeah, it's just KCM complete stomp. So I think we should just move on before people start calling me a Minato tard.
Yeah, I think I'm gonna get called a Minato tard because I'm like rooting for Minato in this fight, and I think he would decimate Itachi KCM. But in base, this is a different story, like you were saying.
Completely different.
Really?
Like absolutely different, because now base tiny ass Minato has to
because he doesn't have Kurama. Yeah. Okay, yeah, that is a different story. How the hell are you gonna go up against Prime Itachi with the Susanoo and Amaterasu like you're fast? How you gonna break it, right? Yeah.
Tend with the strongest armored Susanoo, which is Itachi's with the Yada mirror and the Totsuka blade, full deflection and instant one-shot weapon. It's absolutely crazy. The only counter I see Minato actually having to the Susanoo that could just hard counter it is the Reaper Death Seal, but in character he wouldn't pull that out to kill Itachi.
And here's another thing is the Spirit Shield Yada mirror, it might be able to block some forms of the Reaper Death Seal because it does block on an astral level. And it does change its properties to completely negate whatever touches it. Now, I don't know if it could fucking block the God of Death.
I think we're kind of stretching it a bit thin here. But hey, blocking the God of Death, okay, now that's another level of wanking Itachi. But hey, he might be able to do it. I don't know. They read, They read the data books and all that, so they definitely have more information than me. So I don't know. I mean, I know Itachi fans are gonna jump on this. Yes, he can deflect the God of Death. But hey, that's probably more theory than facts. But okay.
But it'd be able to dodge.
Imagine the Grim Reaper tries to come claim Itachi's soul, and Itachi just yada him.
Get the hell out of here before I whip up my Susanoo.
That probably wouldn't happen. But the most of the advances that activate the Reaper Death Seal would be hard. He also doesn't really have the power to just blatantly. I mean, if he used Sage Mode, we've seen Sage Mode is able to.
That's the other thing. Before we get into Sage Mode, keep talking about
Okay. So in base, Minato doesn't really have a lot of jutsu that can overpower it. I mean,
absolutely.
Itachi's
at best, he's got Rasengan against a Susanoo. Really?
Yeah,
really?
It's not doing much, and it's there's just the Totsuka blade's not going to seal Minato. Obviously, it's just the
fast.
speed advantage is completely.
Yeah, exactly. But I mean, what could he do to get through it? And since this is Prime Itachi,
he has a lot more stamina.
Itachi, he has a lot more stamina, and he might be able to catch Minato slipping, especially if he uses Shadow Clones. That's a move outside of the Susanoo. It might be crazy because one thing a lot of people need to keep in mind: we've never ever ever seen healthy Itachi fighting at full power. And as a matter of fact,
I even didn't try versus Kabuto because he
didn't even try against Kabuto. The only person he tried all out against was Nagato, and he fucking like
he obliterated it.
Really fondled him, dude.
Yeah. I mean, he wasn't fighting alone against Nagato, but okay, and he was trying everything in his arsenal against Kabuto. He just wasn't trying to kill him. But then again, Kabuto wasn't trying to kill him either. He tried to get him back under his control as well. So all of that, kind of disagree. But okay, I see their point. It's true, we haven't seen a live, full-powered Itachi go all out against somebody. He was either sick or holding back, or I agree. And in this battle, this particular battle, he will definitely have a severe advantage over Minato, because not only does he have Susanoo and he has the stamina to keep him up, and Minato doesn't have the destructive force necessary to break through, but also Genjutsu comes into effect again because Minato doesn't have Kurama anymore. Nobody to snap him out of it, right? So he can't even look at Itachi. Like, I don't care how fast you are, you still need to look at your target. And if he, at that point, is emanating Genjutsu, Tsukuyomi, you're done. So, yeah, I think I would give it to Itachi if they're alive without Kurama. But with Kurama, Edo Tensei, bro, Minato overwhelms him. So...
like, he figured out how to stop Chibaku Tensei in seconds and then just instantly sealed him. It was kind of pathetic.
Like, so you have to imagine this. I mean, Itachi and Sasuke, like, they stabbed... by the time they stabbed Kabuto that one time, if that was Itachi going all out and he stabbed him one time, it would have been sealed right there.
Yeah.
I mean,
but when that Chibaku Tensei, when he countered it, yeah, he did figure out how to counter it, but he still needed B and Naruto, their strongest attacks, alongside with his attack to break it, right? So he wasn't alone in that battle. He had very powerful friends fighting with him.
You need to think about that. I mean, Itachi wasn't trying to kill Kabuto.
Yeah, he had to alive. The Edo Tensei,
yeah. So he couldn't go all out. That's something people need to know.
I mean, he pretty much couldn't kill Kabuto, because if he did, Edo Tensei. So that's more on Kabuto being a genius than it. But okay, I guess. And plus, like I said, Kabuto could have just released the reanimation, but he was stubborn. He was overconfident, and but okay, I guess he wasn't going all out, but he still had Sasuke on his side, and they both almost died multiple times. So, I mean, right? They were caught in a Genjutsu. They can't really defend against Tayuya's flute and all that, but okay, regardless, Itachi versus Kabuto in another video, I can understand their point. We haven't seen Itachi going all out completely, but I mean, we pretty much saw all he has, so we can imagine the outcome. Let's go.
Now, in the terms of Minato versus Itachi, I think Minato has a speed advantage, although not by an insane amount anymore, like with KCM. So I don't think there's a lot Minato could do really in character, because he's a sweetie pie, and he'd probably gesture.
I don't know. He was trying pretty hard to kill Obito.
True, although Obito wasn't like his old comrade.
Also, he's definitely a savage. He killed a lot of people in the Third War.
That is true. That is true.
Yeah.
But I don't know if he would know, like, if he would have insider information about Itachi if he was still alive.
Yeah.
So that might be it. But assuming they're fighting to kill, this, he would probably go straight. Now, assuming they're like fighting to kill in character, he would go straight for the kill. But if this was bloodlusted, this would be so crazy, dude.
Yeah.
Like, they would both just be pulling shit off, like not even stopping to think. It would almost be like on instinct.
Yeah, like if it was bloodlusted, it'd be completely different, because bloodlusted Itachi would probably instantly go for Susanoo. I'm gonna be honest, like, because he's fucking angry. I mean, bloodlusted, he's probably gonna get a power.
Like, imagine, like Minato just killed Sasuke.
Yeah,
right. And like just fucked like all the open wounds right in front of Itachi.
What the hell? That escalated. Hell, yo, my man would. Oh hell no, bro. What the hell did I just hear, bro? He said killed Sasuke, and then the open wounds were violated in a sexual manner, bro. That is this man needs to chill, bro.
But the thing is that Minato has a speed advantage heavily, and if he could possibly blitz Itachi, like, because if he's bloodlust, he's just instantly going for the kill. So he could. It might be like some Obito shit where he just like teleported in front of him, just slit his fucking throat, kind of shit. Like, it'd be similar to that, except with maybe like kunai and shit.
Well, Itachi is able to create activate shadow clones pretty fast. I think if he was bloodlusted, he would respond the same way. It's just like, it's really crazy, but I think for the sake of keeping this as simple as possible, let's just talk about in character, because I don't fucking know how bloodlusted would go. That would be
a clusterfuck.
Yeah, I don't think anyone would be able to follow the fight. They would be fighting on like a higher level of consciousness, dude.
Yeah.
So
what's your opinion on it? Like,
I honestly don't know who would win bloodlusted, like prime these two, but like I think I'm going with like a slight edge for Minato at like prime alive, because like not bloodlusted, because like sage mode, right? It really depends on if he can summon, because he can summon the massive like toad, he can summon Gamabunta. So I don't know if he can summon Ma and Pa, the same toads that Jiraiya used when he used Sage Mode.
We never saw that.
If he can, when Minato enters Sage Mode, and if he can summon them, he could definitely catch Itachi in an auditory Genjutsu. And
definitely, he has no defense against that. Yeah, Ma and Pa, but we saw Jiraiya struggling with that. Then again, we know that Minato is a genius, so he might have mastered that. Ma and Pa with their Toad song, yeah, Itachi's falling under that Genjutsu. So, hey, there is some way of Minato beating him, but I'm still giving it to Itachi when they're alive and at full power, right?
The thing about this is, yeah, and the biggest thing is in Sage Mode, and I know people are going to be like, but he's a perfect Sage. First of all, he's got a more developed Sage Mode than Jiraiya, who like sort of turns into a frog because he can't really do it.
Yep.
Yeah, but that always confused me, because he literally said he's not that proficient in Sage Mode. So what does that mean? Is he or is he not, right? Like, he's a perfect Sage, but he himself says, oh, I'm not that good at it. So...
And it took him no time to gather the natural energy he needed. Like, he just closed his eyes, opened them, suddenly he was a sage. Even Naruto had to leave shadow clones behind at Mount Miyaboku. So, yeah. I don't know why Minato thinks he sucks at sage mode. Maybe Jiraiya
he was Edo Tensei then, right? So it was different. When he was alive, it might have been a different story, right? Because that's just me, but it seems like he trained in the belly of the Reaper for so long, maybe he amped everything else, not just, right, Kurama control.
Ellis, and he was like,
like, I'm better.
But, yeah, so, like, Minato's really good at Sage Mode, and with that in mind, Kabuto was completely immune to all of Itachi's Genjutsu, because he was able to turn off his eyesight and his hearing and still sense his surroundings with ease. And
OP.
I don't know if Minato would actually just be able to cut off his vision with his eyes still open, or his hearing, but he could definitely close his eyes
and still fight.
Itachi doesn't have any auditory Genjutsu, so
yeah.
You know.
Well, with Sage Mode, what you realize is that Sage Naruto, his power was honestly insane. It was at least 5-tailed version 2 QB level. I've done scales on that before. At least 5-tailed version 2. Yeah. And when he uses shadow clones, he's able to barrage the actual 9-tails and even make him flinch.
Yeah,
now, I don't see Minato making like thousands of clones and barraging Itachi. Obviously, that's Naruto's kind of style. However, in power, I do think it's actually a significant enough level to actually now start damaging the Susanoo and breaking through it. And
not the Yaramir, though.
Not the Yaramir. But the thing with Minato is that he has such good mobility. He has so many ways to get around it. The Yaramir is only the front of Itachi's body. It's like an actual shield. There's so many ways to teleport around it and etc. There's so many ways to just plant seals around the arena or whatever they're doing, and so many ways to get like a massive Rasengan into the Susanoo and possibly start damaging it.
Yeah. He made a good point, man. I'm just constantly thinking about it. Yeah, if he entered Sage Mode and closed his eyes, he's like, there's no need for Kurama because he can't fall under Genjutsu. And he, with Sage Mode, can sense everything, like his eyes are open. So that's actually a good counter to Itachi. So the only thing that's left is for him to have a strong enough attack to break the Susanoo. And like they said, he can maneuver and he's fast enough to dodge the Totsuka blade and the Yatamir to go behind maybe and then barrage him or something. So... okay, they're coming back with some pretty strong arguments for Minato. I still think Itachi would find a way to kind of defeat him in alive mode, but hey, I don't know. Minato might surprise us. We know he's also very, very sharp when it comes to life and death.
And this will
battles.
start draining Itachi's chakra. And Itachi's just not Totsuka blading or Amaterasuing even base Minato, to be honest. I mean, he might be able to Amaterasu with that seal plan that you referred to. Although that could possibly backfire. Although in terms of speed, it's just Minato's just too quick, and with Sage mode, he's just too powerful.
The best thing that Itachi has that might actually give him the win is if he can catch Minato with like a finger genjutsu or something before Minato realizes how good Itachi is at using genjutsu. He doesn't even the thing is, Minato will notice if it's like a really big, large scale genjutsu like Tsukuyomi. And I'm not saying he could break out of Tsukuyomi. I don't think he would get hit by it, but the thing is, Sasuke in his fight with Danzo showed something that pretty much nobody has. As a matter of fact, he did it to Deidara as well, and it's that you can place people under genjutsu so subtle that they don't even notice. Like when Danzo thought his Sharingan eye was still open on his arm, he wouldn't have even thought twice about that because he was so focused on trying to take care of Sasuke Susanoo and survive for long enough. So I think if Minato got caught in a subtle enough genjutsu, what Itachi could do is he could light the seals of the Flying Thunder God with a Matarasu and keep Minato under the impression that nothing is there. So when he teleports, he ends up lighting himself on fire and GG.
Yeah, but you're comparing the intelligence of Danzo and Minato, bro. Minato is just circles around Danzo. Minato, we saw how perceptive he was. As soon as he saw the Nine Tails, he knew he was ready. He knew how to fight it. He knew how to, So I don't know, man. And like the seal and everything, he knows how to deal with stuff. He can seal off the attacks. He has a lot of things, right? So I think he's intelligent enough to not fall for the dumb shit Danzo fell for. But then again, there would be a lot of distractions. So hey, who knows, bro, right? Who knows?
And that's a really solid possibility, but it really depends on Minato's knowledge of Itachi's genjutsu abilities. Because, I mean, it wasn't, widespread how, great a genjutsu this guy was. I've made fun of Kurenai for this in the past, and she tried to use genjutsu on Itachi. So, obviously, the average Jonin doesn't know about it. But maybe Minato will know how good Itachi is at this stuff. I'm not sure. If he goes in without knowledge, he could very easily just get, genjutsu Amaterasu molested. But
very possible.
If he does go in with knowledge, he can do what Kabuto did and use Sage mode. And best case scenario for Minato is he's able to summon Ma and Pa and catch Itachi in that one genjutsu, and then it's over.
Really, all Itachi has to guarantee somewhat of a victory would be Kodo Amatsukami.
He could summon the crow and
Izanami.
If he Izanami's Minato, man, I just don't know if he'd be able to hit him enough times, because the thing about Izanami is you have to cause a loop, right? You have to hit somebody in the exact same way twice. And Minato's way too fucking fast, man. Just no.
And Minato likes to be unpredictable as well.
Yeah, but okay, so that's what confuses me about Izanami. People tell me, it's not only, it can be used on anybody, not just the people who are lost. But then what's the point? The way out of the loop is if you find yourself. But if you're not lost in the first place, how does that work? How? What? That makes no sense. If you trap Minato in an Izanami, he's just instantly gonna get out of it because he's not lost. He knows who he is, and he's He doesn't need the time to find himself. He's just, that's the way out. Right? So I see, maybe Itachi can use Izanagi to kind of rewrite reality and then use that to his advantage because maybe Minato doesn't know about it and he would be caught off guard because he thinks, Itachi's dead and then the fight is over and he just appears and stabs him or something like that, right? I can see him one-upping him on that one. But Izanami? I don't know. But then again, like I said, they have the information about the data books and all that, so maybe they know more. So maybe they know something I don't. Explain in the comments.
That's the thing. I don't think Izanami is an option for him here.
Yeah. And if he's in Sage mode, he would easily be able to tell that he's under Genjutsu.
True.
Exactly.
Because he can sense all chakra and things around him. And this would
so
also...
if he saw an Amaterasu and there was no actual Amaterasu there, like he would know. Well, yeah, I mean, even Karin can like sense whether somebody's chakra is disrupted, so she knows when people are under genjutsu. So actually, I think if Minato activates Sage Mode, yeah, he's probably completely immune to genjutsu.
Yeah.
Like, even if he doesn't blind himself.
Yeah.
But like, but he'd probably just blind himself to keep himself immune to Tsukuyomi.
True.
You know, like at worst.
So, and then if he has Ma and Pa, there's just no way that he's getting genjutsu because they'd just slap the fuck out of him. So,
but I mean, Itachi does have his exploding shadow clones, which are like really versatile, and he could probably like bait Minato with a bunch of exploding clones into getting hit by like the Totsuka blade. Maybe, but it's still really tough.
Yeah, it'd be.
I have a hard time seeing Itachi win. The only thing about Minato is he doesn't have enough offensive power to pierce the Yata.
True.
I mean, yeah, that's true. I mean, but I don't think he really necessarily has to. I think, like I said before, that he can move around it. I mean, you need to remember that Minato's the guy that was so powerful that in the pain filler, they just fucking sealed him in a Chibaku Tensei so they didn't have to fight him.
Like, and yeah, that was a Chibaku Tensei inside of a second Chibaku Tensei.
Just so they didn't have to fight him. Like, Pain was that Pain, the strongest guy in the Akatsuki, who we did a video on, who's a rival to Itachi, was like, nah. Get him out of here.
He's just like, I'm not doing it.
So, I mean, it's Sage Mode Minato, I think, takes it, in my opinion. I think base to base is pretty even. I think it just depends on, you know, how you control the fight and how you write it, per se, or choreograph it. It'd be basically up to Kishimoto's perception if he did that. There's like no really objective stance. Yeah, especially QB Minato. That's just absolute stuff.
That's insanity.
That's not fair.
Kind of murder rape.
It's murder rape. It's complete stomp. Yeah, but base to base, like I said, it's pretty pitched. But Sage Minato takes it, in my opinion. Absolutely. And then KCM just get out of here. don't at me.
They're having fun, man. I
hate to sound like a Minato tard, but it's just like he kind of has it.
It's just
it's just the facts, man.
Me and Swag were literally talking about this for like an hour. We're like, damn, how is this fight gonna go? And like,
it was really complicated. We weren't sure, but I think Minato takes it both ways.
Yeah.
Now, if base Minato fights Edo Itachi, he gets fucking molested.
It's like too much chakra.
Yeah, exactly.
He can just spam everything.
That's not fair. That's like bullshit.
True.
Definitely bullshit. So
all right, if you guys have any thoughts or any disagreements, make sure to leave why both of us are wrong in the comments below. Of course, you know, as always. Though if you do think that we're correct anybody who says we're wrong. Be a good commenter.
Good
you know, come to our defense.
I agree. Yeah.
Is that it?
Right, yeah. Make sure you guys go subscribe to Seth.
That's it. Okay. Go subscribe to them, guys. Okay. This video is definitely one of my favorites so far. They did a good job here. I agree with 95% of it. Like, amazing work. And they actually made me think about a lot of things. Like, in the end, when they started analyzing Sage Mode, him being able to deduce that he's in a genjutsu by not feeling the attack coming. Yo, that was actually in depth. I kind of liked that. Very interesting that they actually gave the win to Minato still, even though they were both alive and Itachi was at his full power, like he's not ill or anything. So they still gave the win to Minato. I would say I agree with them completely with the KCM, and like he's just too OP. Edo Tensei versus Edo Tensei, Minato wins. But in their alive forms, alive Minato versus alive Itachi, I would agree with them as well that it's very close, like very close. But I would still, I don't know why, but my gut tells me that Itachi would probably take that one. But I'm not taking it away from them because, yes, the Yatomiri is only on one side. Like, the only thing that Minato would have to do is break the Susanoo, have enough offensive power to break the Susanoo, and he can definitely maneuver himself behind the Susanoo, and he is intelligent enough to find a way. He has sealing jutsu knowledge, and so he's definitely intelligent enough to kind of find a way to get to Itachi. But I still think that he would need more effort on his part to do that than for Itachi to seal him or do something to him to beat him before that. So I would give that to Itachi, but as for Edo versus Edo, that is for Minato for sure, not even a question. But alive, it's definitely closer than Edo. So yeah, that's where I stand, but I like their conclusion as well. And yo, this video was dope. This video, they really paid attention, and I can see they had a conversation before because they were ready for this discussion. They were ready. I didn't have that much to say to oppose them. Like, I had to agree with most of it, so I kind of loved it. I really enjoyed this video. So guys, listen, I ain't gonna prolong this that much. I enjoyed this video. Hope you enjoyed the reaction, and I'll see you in the next one. Stay safe, love you, enjoy, and bye.